All right, let me see if I can make this brighter. I'm just gonna jump into it. I'm not gonna wait for anybody to pop on. If you pop on, hi, welcome. If you're watching a replay, hi, welcome. So my name is Devi Maisha, and I have a cold today. Actually, it's not a cold, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So, as part of my mastermind, hi Terry. As part of my mastermind, we've been charged with 100 days of visibility, and I decided to do it on Facebook because it's far easier for me to be live on Instagram. Facebook feels like the judgment whore of the universe, and so I find that I don't like to go live on Facebook. So I'm going to do it here. So I'm battling a cold, but it's not an actual cold. Um, the sickness that I'm dealing with right now, hey y'all who are joining, the sickness that I'm dealing with right now is actually psychosomatic. Um, so if you read my post, there's one on my page about me dealing with the remnants of my sexual assault and my relationship, a past relationship that I've been in, and so a lot has been coming up for me, and rightfully so. Right, this is the time for that to come up. Astrologically speaking and spiritually speaking, yeah, I understand why all of this is happening now. Um, so I've been single mostly since I left my ex-husband, and I left him in 2011. So I've been single since then. And single is not the same thing as having lovers, right? It's just not the same thing. It's easy to have a lover. Hey Ashley, it's easy to have a lover. That doesn't take a lot of effort. It doesn't take a heck of a lot of connection. It takes some connection, right? I have to have some connection with you, but it's not the same as dating or really taking time to get to know someone, with the possibility that it maybe can go somewhere or maybe not. And so, because of my previous experience with a prior relationship, I had a huge phobia around dating. Like there's a difference between it. So in my mastermind, we were talking about the difference between triggers and like trauma, right? Because everybody's running around saying I'm triggered. Okay, yeah, I'm triggered when I have to wait online. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm pissed. I don't want to wait online. Well, it's an inconvenience, right? So it's not really a trigger. Versus if someone were to say to me, you should think about being in a relationship or something. I literally, my body would freeze as though it prepared to fight, like what I was accustomed to doing, and I was just prepared. I was on edge as soon as someone mentioned anything about that. And so I've done a lot of healing work, over the years. Hence me, showing other women how they can work through some processes and working with the men to help them understand how to communicate better with women. But it had reached a point where I couldn't shadow box anymore, right? You can't do a whole lot of inner work and healing and then kind of be alone. Whether you're in a relationship with someone else or in a relationship with other people, you can't really say that you're doing inner healing work and then stay by yourself, because that's easy. It's easy to be healed on the mountaintop by yourself. It's easy to be healed if it's only you that you're dealing with. But where you really get to see if the work is sticking and where the levels are at is when you start interacting with other people. Whether you interact with them on a romantic level or on a friendship level or even with your family, your coworkers, anyone else. That's when you see if all of your yoni egging and crystals and saging and your meditation has actually been doing something for you. And so I spent a lot of time by myself doing all of my inner healing, and I was in a very good place. I was in such a good place that this was as far as I could go. I knew that I could not the work that I had to do, it's like if you're climbing a mountain or you're hiking. I like to hike. I haven't been hiking in forever, but like when you're hiking, like you'll reach this level where it's like it's cool, and then it's like, oh, there's all this other stuff, and that might be like the steep incline or something else that you have to go up. And I'd reached the steep incline. There was nowhere else I was going to go. No other real growth was going to happen if I remained to myself. And so this year I knew was the year that I needed to collaborate with people. I needed to step out and go out with other women. I needed to form other friendships with men. I needed to see if the work that I had been doing was doing its work. And so hence Friday came, and Friday was like the culmination of this past month of September, from like my birthday on, where I was experiencing these physical symptoms that I did not know where they were coming from. Some of you guys know me, and I'm on here, and I could not get on live. I could not think straight. I've been eating, my habits have been very, very strange. I come home, I still work full time. I would come home from work, and I would lay out, I would fall asleep. And I was spending all this time in my room. I was literally it felt like my brain was stuffed with cotton. I was in this haze and in this fog, and I did not understand why. I just couldn't concentrate on anything. I started running a program. It's my 9-month program, and I was like, all right, I got to get it together for these women. So if you're in my program, hey, I got to get it together for these women. What is going on? And when I was on the mastermind call and we were talking, and my teacher she was talking about certain things, and it clicked for me, and I was like, oh, like these symptoms started for me when I got on Tinder, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna do a thing. And when I met a guy, and it's been nice, it's been cool, but I met a guy, and all of these things started happening around that time, and I was like, well, that's odd. But I realized that here was me meeting where my work now needed to continue and needed to be done. So I had worked through this past relationship, and I had worked through the sexual assault, and I'd gone to counseling, and I had done all that. And so I was good. There's nothing wrong. Like, I was good. You know what I mean? But what does that mean in terms of me relating with another man on a deeper level? And what was it now bringing out of me? Like, it's like, and I say this all the time, it's the toilet bowl analogy for me. Like, when we discover what some of our issues are, it's like we start out up here, and then we think we're good, and then the issue will come back around on a deeper level and come back around on a deeper level. And so this issue has now come back around on a very deep, visceral level, where it was affecting my actual body. That's a trigger. That's trauma. That's what it does when your body is literally responding to something as though it's still happening, as though you're still in it, when you're no longer anywhere near it whatsoever. And so just the idea or the thought of this dating, of this possibility of something growing into something more, just the possibility of it took me back in a time warp, as though I was all the way back in this prior relationship with the same kind of just foggy headspace, not really knowing what's going on, being in survival mode. Even my money just like tanked. And that was so, because my money has not tanked in a while. It was like I was all the way back there, all the way back in the poverty, all the way back in all of that. As though I had not done any work. And so here I am, realizing this, seeing this, and saying, oh, okay, now here's where the work is, right? I did the beginner's course. I did the intermediate course. Now I'm heading into like the advanced level for what I need to do. And it's interesting because over the course of the summer, I knew that in order for me to continue to be of service to the things that I say that I'm of service to, and this is for men and women, your freedom, your sovereignty, your sensuality, your ability to live in your most authentic self, your ability to strip away the labels and the confines that society and everyone else have put on you, your inability to live from your soul's purpose and helping you to hear the voice of your soul. In order for me to be in service to that, I was going to have to go deeper. I was going to have to go deeper. And that going deeper looked like me yesterday, breaking down several different times, crying throughout the day, finally figuring out that my body was reacting to the possibility of something based on a prior experience and prior trauma. And what's interesting is that I have this book called The Body Keeps Score that I've been wanting to read. I've been reading some other things, and that book's been calling to me because I know that part of what I'm going to need to do to be of service to men and women is to help you all understand the serious connection between the way you think and the way your body reacts and the events that you go through in your life. Because we live in a society that keeps us trapped up here, and we don't understand how that actually connects to the rest of our body. And then, yes, when it comes to sex, it shows up often in our relationships and in our sexual activities because that's where we're most vulnerable. That's where we're literally most open. Especially for women, we're literally open. For men, it requires the heart to be open. And so if we haven't dealt with the traumas and whatever may have happened to us, if we haven't dealt with it through our body, even if we've just dealt with it mentally, it's still in there. It's still in there. And I realize now that this is part of what my next level of being in service to everyone is about, because it's been calling to me for quite some time. So my cold today, as I drink Emergen-C in my essential water, my cold today is the remnants of that. Like, I'm not actually really sick. Like, there's not a virus in me. I know the difference between being infected by a virus. I can tell the difference in my body. My cold today is the exhaustion of my adrenal glands. It is the exhaustion of my autonomic nervous system. It is the exhaustion of my synapses trying desperately to keep me in its own version of sanity. And my body has been exhausted from it. Which means now I have to let it go. Now I need to open myself up to the possibilities of what awaits me in this dating world, in this possibility of relationship, and learn what methods and ways, and use the methods and ways that I have to really work this through my body. So this is how it's coming out. It's coming out in me feeling congested because my emotions are congested. It's coming out in my voice feeling hoarse and my throat feeling sore from having my vocal chakra, my throat chakra blocked and not expressing this. It's coming out in a slight headache, which I never get, as my crown chakra moves and my spirit moves through and helps me to deal with the cleansing of this. And this is not a one-day event. This will take me some time. And then I'll get to another level. And that's how healing works. I want you all to understand who are on this mission to heal, and you've now made the mission to heal this mission like getting your master's degree. You know, like, oh, I finished. I've graduated. I have my healing diploma. That's not how it works. Part of being in this body that you're in and having this human experience is that it is a constant, ongoing process. There isn't a destination. Once you get to wherever it is you think you are, you will end up having to get to a new place. There's no, oh, I've healed. I'm done. It's a process. And so I want you all to be as gentle with yourself as I'm going to be with myself. And know that this is a process. It may take me a few weeks to get through this. The guy I'm seeing, I'm definitely going to talk about it with him so that he's aware. Have a good conversation about it. It's part of the process. It might take me a few months to adjust to this new level. And then after that, something else will happen. So or some other issue. Step down. Hey! Hey, Josette. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind while everyone is on this mission to heal and this mission to like clear everything away. It's okay. It's okay if it's not all cleared away. It's okay if you have really crappy days where you feel like you've spiraled all the way back. Life is not linear. It's literally like you're like this, and then all of a sudden you go this way, and you circle back around, and you end up here, and now you're here, and then you circle back, and then you go straight. It's not a linear journey. So be patient with yourself as you heal. Be patient with yourself as you go through your processes. And it's okay if you have moments where you just have to completely just break down. Because that's how you have to let it go. You just have to let it go. So that's day 1 of 100 days of visibility. So I'll be going live here for the next 100 days. When? I don't know. So turn on your notifications if you're interested in the things that I have to say so that you're notified when I go live, because I will be doing this for the next 100 days. Fudge nugget. Orgasmic Sovereignty has started. We have our first official meeting on Monday. If you're still interested and you still think, you're a woman and you're still like, oh, I thought it was too late, and you still want to get in, message me. I do have flexible payment plans. I have some women on really extended plans. But Monday's our first official meeting. So you got today, you got tomorrow, you got like Monday up until like 6:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then it's really, the doors are shut. Black Tantra Group is having our first ever weekend retreat. It is November 15th through 17th. We are so excited. I have listed stuff below on my page. You'll want to come join us. We've got day passes available. We have overnight passes available. We've got a whole day full of activities on Saturday. We've got stuff happening on Friday. There will be some light food served for you guys as well. We just read the description. We're really, really excited about it. Raziki, Ricardo Saradin, and I. And I've got some other things in the works. I see you, Josette. That are being worked on. More workshops and things coming your way as people have asked about that. All right, that's it for right now. Thank you all for watching. I will read through your comments afterward, and I appreciate you. Enjoy your Saturday. Bye.